Hello there, everyone, and a very happy Monday to you all. I do hope that you had a great weekend and that you do have something nice planned for the week as well. So before I do jump in, we do have the lovely Amy Tangerine with us. But also what I would like to say is if you do share this live stream on the Altenew channel, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. Hello, everyone that has popped in. I do hope that you're having a good time. So we did release some new products at today. So we released a new set of products with the fabulous Amy Tan. She just popped out. It must be a little bit of technical problems, but hopefully she is there. So hi there, Amy. How is everything?
Hi, how's it going? Sorry about that. I'm not sure what just happened.
It's okay. We're going to get some technical difficulties, but we will go through them. They'll be fine. Everything is fine. So, hello, Amy. Everyone is saying hi. Hello, everyone that has popped in, and thank you so much for sharing, everyone too. So we are seeing comments from both Amy's channel and Altenew's channel. So I will do my best to kind of go through those. Also, the lovely Han is behind the Altenew badge. So if we do miss anything, she will give us a nudge. So don't worry too much. All right. So over to you, Amy. So do you want to kind of talk about your inspiration before we take a look at the product?
Sure. Yeah, I love the fact that we finally get to do this. And it's been a while in the making. As people know, the design process is a collaboration. So it takes time to develop, go through and narrow down ideas, because I like to come to the table with a lot of ideas. If you are talking in the chat, just know that I can see you, but I can't comment back for some reason. I don't know, but it's okay, because if you do have questions, we'll address those later, right?
Mm-hmm. We will talk through them. It's fine.
Yeah. So it was really fun developing these ideas, and the fact that Altenew has so many fabulous people working at the company. I was blown away by how many people it takes to run an amazing stamp company that is sold all over the world. And I just had so much fun designing these products. And I really had fun with the inks. And I love seeing what people are making with these ink colors.
Oh, they are so fabulous. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put my screen down, and then we can take a look at the products. We can talk through them, and the lovely Amy is going to be here to kind of discuss and let us know what her inspiration was and what kind of part of her went into these stamp sets. So I'm going to move you down. You guys know that it takes me a little minute just to flip it over.
We have people from all over the world. I love this.
It is Panama. Fabulous. Yeah.
So and thank you for the necklace compliment. This is from Shop Buru, B-U-R-U. So cute, right?
It's so fun. I commented it when Amy came on. I was like, oh, I love your necklace. It's so fun. It's so Amy. Right. Okay. So we have all of the new products here, and then we can kind of go through them set by set or kind of collection by collection, because there's kind of a couple of things that go together. And the first one being the fabulous Through the Rainbow set. This one is so cute. So what was your kind of inspiration for this one, Amy? Do you have your favorite part of this one? What's your favorite sentiment on the set?
Yeah, I love the Shine Bright. The whole reason this set came about was because I obviously love rainbows, and I like the idea of piecing it together and having it be a little imperfect. Also, the freedom that you can have with how many colors you want to use. I just happen to have this one in front of me. So the fact that it's very versatile, even though everybody knows rainbow color order, they can make it their own by focusing on what their favorite shades are and the way different people layer them, and to use the details with the stamps. I saw in the video hop that you use black, which is definitely an option. I think it's a very popular one. Somebody else used white, and you can use so many different ideas with the same sort of template, but it always turns out a little bit different.
Oh yeah, I love this set. You know, when you were saying you could have different colors elsewhere, I don't know if I could do it. Because my daughter would shout at me for not having it in rainbow order.
I think what you can get away with, the reason I did it this way was because I knew I was going to put a photo of her in this rainbow sort of sweatshirt here where you can see the stars are in rainbow order too. So comment and let me know if you can do unrainbow order or if you have to stick to Roy G. Biv.
Oh, I do, because like we've got a rainbow somewhere in the house and it doesn't fit. There's like the green and the yellow are swapped, and Tilly is like, nope, nope.
That would bother me too, I think.
Yeah, there's just like two just swapped. But yeah. But I love this little hummingbird. It's definitely a hummingbird, right? Or
It's a hummingbird. For those of you who know my story, I feel like hummingbirds around us, especially here around the studio, we see them every day. Every day I see a hummingbird buzzing by, and I feel like it's my grandmother visiting.
Oh, that is so cute. But yeah, not to sound horrible, but if you didn't want it to be a hummingbird, you could definitely kind of shorten the beak and make this a
Totally.
hummingbird. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
so
When you
cute.
said that in your video, I was like, that's genius. Make it your own. I think that's the fun part of being a designer or creative director is the fact that people always use my designs in the best, most amazing ways that I would have never expected.
Yeah, they are. That bird's so cute though. It is so, so cute. We have a couple of people who have already ordered, so thank you everyone. We are sure that you're going to love playing around with these when you get them back. Now, if you are a lover of florals, and you know, most people at Altenew are, so this one is the Hug Life. We have some really beautiful ones here. We have one that's already got the leaves attached. We have some singular flowers, and then also some individual leaves too. The sentiments in here are fabulous. I think they're a bit bigger than the ones that you get in the Through the Rainbow stamp set. So if you want to create more of a focal element with your sentiment, this might be one to go for. As usual, we do have some inspiration in the packaging. I did show it before, but I didn't mention it. So if you do need some ideas to quickly get going on your projects as soon as you get them, this is a great way to have the inspiration there. We also have the die set that cuts out all of the sentiments and also all of the flowers. So what was your inspiration for this one, Amy? Not just flowers, right?
Not just flowers. Actually, it was funny because as we were going through the sentiments, I have these typical ones that I tend to use, like hello sunshine, hey beautiful. I love the idea of following what feels good. Hug Life was actually one of our popular t-shirts when we had hand stitch t-shirts back in the day. It was a really popular one. Hug was a reverse applique, and then Life was a chain stitch below it. And then Tasneem said, I've always wanted a stamp that says strive for awesomeness, because I always say it. So we had to include that too.
Yeah, it's so cute. It is here. So, Mint Paper asks, the stamps look good with the stencils. Yeah. Danielle, the stamps are actually different that come with the class. So if you are interested in taking the class with Amy, they are different stamp and die. So, you know, if you wanted these ones and those ones, and you couldn't wait to get your hands on these, which, you know, who could blame you? The ones that you are going to get with the class are different. So don't worry about double ordering there. And yes, Freedom Deep, the handwriting on the stamps is the lovely Amy. So all of the sentiments on here are handwritten directly by Amy. So we have our last kind of stamp and die now to go through. And this is so cute. So if you do love pattern building or background creating, or even adding a grungy look, I'm trying to do the air quotes, grungy look to your projects, this is the one to go for. This is the Fresh Start. And again, did you have a particular kind of inspiration for this one? Did you know where you wanted to use it before you created it?
I actually have already used a lot of those elements in my own art. So I thought it would be nice to have a stamp because as much as I enjoy drawing the little plus signs, it's nice to have something where you can just have them all together. Even the dots together make such a fun little cluster, so you can use it on just about anything. And the inspiration for the sentiments was just real life, because as optimistic as I am and as positive as I want to be all the time, life just isn't really like that. So it was a challenge, but fun to come up with certain sayings that go well either on cards or even in planners or scrapbooking, or something that was just very real to everyday life.
It's so cute. I love the examples that we get in this one. They're really kind of fresh. I mean, they look really pretty, and I think they use the inks that we're going to be able to look at in a second. But you do have some little hearts in there. You can definitely create cards with this, but it is great for planners and scrapbooking, like Amy said as well. All right, so these are the new inks, and these are fabulous. Oh, this one's upside down. Sorry, everyone. I thought I got everything ready. I didn't. So in this one, you can see we have a beautiful array. So, Amy, you chose these colors. Was there a kind of theme that you were going for? I think we can kind of guess.
Well, I think the theme was probably rainbow, but looking through my own stamp collection, ink collection, I was looking to find things that didn't exist, but I really liked when it came to markers and paints and other mediums. So yeah, it was a difficult choice narrowing it down, and you don't know how much back and forth happened between me and Tasneem. She's like, oh, we already have that shade. And I had to go through my Pantone book numerous times. And I love the fact that we were able to take more of a muted tone, let's say this berry cool and peachy keen, and then you have like this really vibrant pink that didn't exist before, tickled pink, which I've used so much that I've misplaced it.
This is like I would say it's just off neon. It's not proper neon, it's just off it, but it will go well with lots of different colors. Amy seems to have misplaced hers, but I do have mine ready.
I think you don't see my top-down view.
But you can see just how vibrant the colors are. We have some really soft ones, like Amy said. We have the peachy keen, the berry cool, and also the silver line, as I would class as more muted or less saturated. But the rest of them are really, really vibrant. And then we have this special one down here. Did you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, the rose gold was something special because I actually wear mostly rose gold jewelry. That's what my ring is. And I didn't think that it was easy to accomplish. And I'm not sure that it's perfect rose gold exactly, but we had to come up with a name, and that seemed to fit. So it's a really it's a really pretty, how would you describe it?
It's a very, I would say it's like a muted brass color.
Yes, it's almost like a pinky sort of bronze, right? But
Yeah.
but in a nice way.
Yeah, so I have stamped it onto a number of different cardstock, so you can see how shiny it is. It does go well on the dark cardstock. It goes on the white perfectly. And then also it can be used on craft cardstock if you do like that eco look there. But it is a very, very pretty color. So what I was going to do is I'm going to create a quick project, really quick and easy. And just using the inks and that stencil set, and then I'll show you how to incorporate the stamps from the Through the Rainbow. Sierra has asked, are the stamps only included in the Bing bundle? No, they were as a pre-order, but now today, as it has been released, everything should be available separately as well. So there we go. Thank you, Han, for popping in that class link. So if you were asking for that class link, there it is. You can go and kind of register for that now. So I'm going to go with the colors that I have. I love this one. So, I mean, technically it's not in rainbow order, but the colors are in rainbow order. I may have missed them out, but that's how I got my daughter around that one. So that is that. So I wanted to show you how quick and easy it was to create the rainbow. I have my low tack mat from the stamp wheel. You don't necessarily have to use it in the stamp wheel. You can buy it separately if you want to create this fabulous look. This is just so sticky. We were talking about it before. Amy was like, I need that mat. So
I need that. I'm ordering that.
So you can see it sticks. If you do find that it's losing its stick, which it will when you touch it a lot, you can just wipe it down with a baby wipe and that will clean it off and get it stick back. So I'm not sure I can be adding it straight in the middle. I normally have to have things coming over the edge, so that's why that one's over there. So I'm going to do the same with this one, but I'm going to go opposite. So as you can see, because I'm using that mat, I'm just popping the stencil right on top and it is going to stick down. Everything's all stuck. And let's add in the red. So this is the Cherry Sweet. What inspired you to call the inks what you called them, Amy?
We love puns, and seeing that we were doing Dream, we were trying to figure out some sweet puns associated with all the colors, and naming products actually takes a long time too, which is part of the fun of the process. But the fact that people actually appreciate it when they're using it makes me feel so much better. Like it was time well spent.
Oh, my favorite one named has to be this one here. Oh,
how funny. Let us celebrate. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Oh, it got me. It got me.
Can I tell you what it was supposed to be called?
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be Oh Kale Yeah. And we didn't have any that were, well, actually, Oh Kale Yeah. No, we do have another one that's 3 words, but
yeah.
I think that Tasneem or somebody on your team decided Let Us Celebrate was better.
Yeah, I love the Let Us Celebrate. I think it's so funny. All right, so I have moved that one off. And as you can see, no tape is required because I have that sticky mat underneath me. I'm going to jump. I would use Tangerine Dream, but I'm going to go with the lemonade stand because I think this is really cute. I am a lover of like mustard colors when it goes to yellow. So this one is one that I know that I'm going to be using again and again. Do you have a favorite ink color in here, Amy?
I think my favorite one is Tickled Pink, just because it was so, I think, unheard of in your ink colors from before. And the way people are reacting to it, it really is like the perfect pink. And I'll just show while you're doing it here, layout that I haven't showed the process of yet, but look at how fun that turned out. So the hot pink, well, tickled pink, right, is to me the perfect fuchsia or hot pink without going too neon.
Oh, it is beautiful. I love it with those kind of ocean colors. I wouldn't necessarily just put those together, but it looks fabulous.
Yeah, I'll be sharing a video of this one soon because the process was definitely messy and not what I expected. So it'll be fun to see what a mess it started out as, and then you already have seen the reveal.
Yeah, I do love, because sometimes you make a mess, right?
Sometimes. I can't even find my favorite ink. It's right in front of me. You know what? It was under this book.
Oh, at least you have it now, though. But I'm just wondering, if you created something that you didn't necessarily like, are you one to chuck it away, or are you one to kind of just do something else with it instead of chucking it?
Yeah, I always tend to do something to it as opposed to throwing it away. Although sometimes I will let it sit aside if I'm not happy with the way it's going and then come back to it, because in the past, I don't know if anybody who's watching this feels this way, but sometimes you get really frustrated and then you take on that frustration, and instead of bringing the energy to new ideas, you're just so hard on yourself for the mistake that you made that you can't get out of that kind of spinning wheel of, oh gosh, messed up. And then instead of trying to go into problem solving mode right away, you may not be able to get yourself out of that funk. I would tend to put it aside, work on something else, and then usually it just hits me, or I tend to just cover it up. If you have watched my YouTube video where I shared this layout, the way I made that sun was I just unscrewed this and literally stamped it directly on there. But because of watercolor paper, the ink just soaked it all up and it wasn't complete. And I tried to fix it and I was tempted to even cover it with one of the pictures. Of having these things happen is that it makes you think in a different way. It makes you open up your mind to different possibilities. So I really encourage you to not be too hard on yourself when you feel like you've made a mistake. Making a mistake. When you've made one, then you can really just turn it around and add your own creative twist to it when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm all for just going through it. the amount of lives that people have seen me on and like, yeah, we've made a mistake, but we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah, don't you find that sometimes you actually come up with a better idea? For instance, if you, let's say, had a spot somewhere where I don't clean my stamps, so sometimes there's a little bit of ink and I'm kind of messy anyway.
Yeah,
so there's a little bit of ink on my acrylic block and then it gets on something and I'm like, but don't you find that when those things happen, sometimes you're actually more pleased with the layout or whatever you're making because it made you look at it in a different way and do something that you probably wouldn't have planned?
Yeah, I'm with you, Amy. I'm one for not cleaning my stamps. If it gets cleaned, it gets cleaned off on my hand and that's it. And then I end up making more handprints everywhere else. So
Totally.
Yeah, there's been times where I've had to cover things over and then you think, maybe it just needed that bit there. So maybe it was the world telling me that, it just needed a little bit more. And enamel dots is always a great way to cover up fingerprints or splatter. Splatter is great.
Yes. Because I'm a planner person and I keep, and a former scrapbooker, and I still love scrapbooking. Obviously, I think this is my new version of it, just adding photos to whatever layouts I have and whatever notebook I have. I always can cover it up with a sticker for the most part.
Yeah, it's fun. So I have been, because I didn't have a black on my desk, I used the Ride the Wave to add in the details, and it's so pretty. It's kind of not as harsh as the black, but you can still definitely see that it's there. So I'm just going to add this one on as well. But this one is definitely more primary colors than we had on the other one. Also, if you do have trouble with dexterity, I have to say these inks are fabulous because you don't need to kind of pry the tops off. They're a twist system. So you just line up these little lines and just give it a twist and that's it. It's good to go. It's fabulous. So there we go.
I don't know. Did anybody share this on the Video Hop? I don't think they did. But these are, if you don't want to commit to the larger ones, which I would recommend doing this size, but they are available in these little cubes too, which are so fun.
They are. They definitely are really cute. And you can get like all of the collection or you can just get half of it. Maybe you just want to try it out. Maybe you just want, to see what they work like. The thing about the little cubes, though, is that you will not get the rose gold. The rose gold is only available in the circle. And in the little cubes, you will get a permanent black ink, which is great for all of your stamping sentiment needs, or even if you do want to use it with alcohol markers. If you are using that ink, though, I would recommend that you do leave it dry for at least half an hour or heat set it before you go in with your markers, especially the lighter ones, because they can cause a little bit of a movement if you don't let it dry completely.
I knew somebody was going to ask about this notebook, Sierra. This notebook is actually an old one from Jane Davenport. I ordered a lot of them. They're canvas covered and then they have watercolor paper inside of it. So I ordered a bunch of them and I just have it for my stash. I don't think they're available anymore, and I'm sorry. But if you want to just make your own layouts on watercolor paper and then stick them in a notebook that's your favorite, that's possible too. And honestly, when you stamp on watercolor paper, I personally like that it's not so smooth. I like that artsy effect. So I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see the texture peeking through, and that's what I like about it. So sorry I used a notebook that isn't available.
No worries. I'm sure we'll all find, well, everyone's got old notebooks somewhere. Maybe there'll be one that's kind of like that one.
Here's an Archer and Olive. This is my Archer and Olive that I actually just, this is not available anymore either, but Archer and Olive notebooks are available and their paper is really forgiving too. And this I actually mixed up with some of my favorites, and I have them here. Oh, this is not the right pack, but if you have any Altenew watercolor brush markers, they work really well and make for some fun background splashes right here. And so I wrote with it, and then I added the stamps at the bottom. And there's virtually no bleed through, except because the inks are so saturated in this set, there might be a little bit of bleed through or some shadowing, but pretty minimal. And here's another really messy one that I did with, gosh, an upside down rainbow. I don't know, for some reason it felt right to do that. So it's very much more of an art journal exploration type.
Yeah, it could also be like arches as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be a rainbow. Arches are a big kind of trend, I think, at the minute.
Yeah, and if actually you stamped them next to each other, it could look like a big scallop too.
Yeah, oh, that would be so cute.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to use those, you could definitely do that. Oh, my is so sticky that my pad is sticking to it. So I just wanted to add some of that rose gold in because it's so pretty. But you could definitely create a project really quickly with this one. All I need is a sentiment. So let's just pick one. I'm going to go with Beyond Amazing because I think that the collection is Beyond Amazing. So I'm just going to go with that one. All right, so I'm just going to pop that on. Like I said, I don't have black on my desk. So I am just going to go with the Ride the Wave. So you don't necessarily need to stamp all of your sentiments in black. You can definitely change it up a little bit. And maybe not the best placement for it, but it's down. So there we go. You can definitely create some really great, quick and easy projects. I'm just going to bring in the ones that I did for the blog hub, which was today. So I used nearly all of, I think I used all of the products on mine and just added in some enamel dots. So the only thing that you can't get, well, you can get it today, but the only thing that wasn't released today was the enamel dots. All right. So please let us know if there are any more questions for the lovely Amy. And yeah, it's gonna, you know, what do you think of the also let us know what your favorite product is and what you want to add to your bag straight away. Okay, I'm just gonna move myself the other way now, and there we go. Hi. Hey there, everyone. So, Chaos, do not worry about spelling mistakes. I am the worst at spelling mistakes. As long as you can read it, it's good.
I wanted to share this mess too. So I have this sort of art journal that I've been layering paints on, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan. And then I came across this, and I had the other piece from when I had cut out these leaves from one of the Altenew dies. And I think it's from the Palm Parlor set. And I just put it down and then just started playing and journaling. And it was more about the journaling for me. So you can just make this as messy as you want. I know card makers tend to be perfectionists and really do such a great job of making it look perfect. But what I found is that as I'm playing with the products, you can do just about anything with them because they're so versatile. So I added the two flowers here. And I showed you the upside down rainbow. There's one more that I wanted to share with you. When I did the swatching, that's on the YouTube video as well, so you can see all the colors. But then this one, so after this layout, I decided to kind of go a little bit messy and put together this, and it came together in, I don't know, I would say 15 or 20 minutes. And it was really fun to experiment and play around with just the colors that I wanted to focus on. And you can see almost too, there's a slight difference when you stamp the tickled pink on a background color, right? It kind of goes a little bit darker even, or maybe I just didn't clean my stamp. So maybe there was some purple on there before. But I love what happens when you experiment with layering. And this is a very big mess, but I loved how this turned out.
I love all the different looks that you've got just by choosing different colors of inks, even though they are all from the same collection. So it just looks fabulous.
It's so fun to play around with. Oh, and here's one that, I would love your help, whoever's watching. If you can tell me what you think that I should write here, I would love to add a quote or some kind of sentiment right here alongside these flowers. This was one of those things that I was just playing around with. And what I did was I started stamping the flowers first, and it didn't turn out the way I expected at all. So then I took my Altenew watercolors and I added the watercolors after everything was dry. So you can do that too, because then the inks won't activate, even though you can use your inks with water. After it's dry, right, Lydia? That's what's beautiful about these.
Yeah, I found that some of them can move a little bit, but mostly you will get a really crisp image with them. So,
I love that. Take time to smell the flowers. Go with the flow. Go with the flowers and go with the flow. I like that. Go with the flow.
Yeah, there is a lot of different things that you could.
It does remind me of raspberry lemonade too. Oh, these are so good. I love these. I love all of them. I'm not going to remember any of them. Can I locate the chat afterwards and write them all down?
Yeah, you can watch the replay. They'll be all there. So Maxine says, any suggestion for inks when used for layering stamps? With this collection, or maybe mixing with other ones, Maxine, because there are definite ones that you can mix and match with other layering stamps that you have. The only two that kind of jump out at being a layering set straight off, I would say 4 even, is the Berry Cool, which you could, sorry about the glare, everyone. We put lights on and then they light out everything. Then we have the Easy Breezy, which would then be the second layer, and then you could use the Ride the Wave to add a layer there. So definitely play around with the ones that you've got. These are just going to kind of slide in to those color families to kind of make them larger as well. Okay, so we have lots and lots of ideas here, Amy, that I'm sure you're going to be able to pop in to one of your journals.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm going to look afterwards and add the writing in somehow, and then I'll share it in my Instagram stories. So if you all are on Instagram or have Instagram, I posted a little picture announcing this collection. So if you can, and remember, if you have an awesome suggestion for the quote here, if you can pop that into my Instagram comments that I can go through probably sooner than this one and put something in. There's one last thing I did want to show you because you're bringing up lemonade. I did this one really quickly this morning just because I wanted to play around. And do you ever find that you're experimenting with something and it doesn't necessarily go your way, but then something bright happens? And I loved, Lydia, when you did the, I don't know if you call it double shadow or triple shadow. Is that what you call it?
The second generation stamping.
Yes, thank you. I had never heard that before. And it sort of inspired me to watercolor lightly in the background and then add the stamp colors on top.
It looks so pretty. Thank you. I'm glad that inspired you a little bit, Amy. Yay. Okay, so all right. No, Sue, I did not miss you. I seen you there, so I'm glad that you were there. So I'm glad that you didn't miss it. May, hello, May. So May says hi, Amy. So May Park, she has been watching. So hey there, everyone.
Sierra, can you please put that into the Instagram comments on that post? I love that so much. One day you will look back and see that all along you were blooming.
Oh, that's so cute.
So beautiful.
Yes. So thank you everyone for the suggestions. Thank you everyone for joining us as well and for sharing the stream too. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining us today and also coming up with these products that we're all so excited about. Thank you again, everyone. And also to the lovely Han for popping in all of the links. I know I was a bit haphazard today, but we all know that happens all the time. So everyone, thank you. Thank you again, Amy. Would you like to say anything before we go?
Just so grateful to you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Please check out the new Amy Tan products on the Altenew website. We are sure that you're going to love them, and I'm sure that you're going to find something that inspires you and makes you want to create something beautiful. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.